Hi friends, and welcome to this week's edition of Tea with Father. It's such a beautiful day out today, the sun's shining, the air is fresh. I thought I'd spend a couple minutes outside with you. Hopefully with this beautiful weather, people's spirits will be lifted. There seems to be a light at the end of the tunnel. Masses will be able to be celebrated by the end of this month. Businesses are opening cautiously. So let's continue to be smart, but also just know that it won't last forever. Now, my episodes of Tea with Father have garnered international acclaim. Maybe not acclaim, but we've been noticed. My good friend, Father Liam Bradley, is a priest of the Diocese of Menevia, all the way in Wales. And we met many years ago when we were in school in Rome together. But Father Liam figured out that my tea making might not be up to the standards of British tea brewing. So Father Liam's going to give us a little instructional on how to make a proper English tea. Let's take a look.
Father Young, it has come to my attention that you're having podcasts of Tea with Father. As great as this is, I do worry somewhat about the qualities of your tea. I have a fondness in my heart for St Paul Parish in Cranston and for the wonderful times that I've spent with you. Alas, you once made a cup of tea for me from that yellow brand in the big box that sits in the corner. This was not tea. It's the sweepings of the tea room floor. You may be a celebrity trained chef, but I wonder if you know the correct, proper way of making a decent cup of English tea. So therefore, permit me a little lesson perhaps in the best way of producing that most wonderful beverage. St David, who lived and died just a few miles away from here, and after who this parish is named, said on his deathbed, "Be joyful, keep the faith, and do the little things that you have heard and seen me do." Brother Adam, I have some little tips and techniques which you can hear and see me do, and I encourage you to keep them and be joyful, and of course, with your whole parish, to keep the faith. Here's how to make a proper cup of English tea. First things first, we need to start with just the right amount of cold water. Lovely. English breakfast tea comes in two forms, either in tea bags or as loose leaf tea. And it's made up of 4 separate teas, all coming from the Camellia sinensis family. Once the water has boiled, the most important thing comes next, making sure that the pot is warmed. Always make sure that the pot is warmed before you begin. This will always make for a good cup of tea. Pour the excess down the sink. Put in your tea bags or your loose leaf tea, and if using bags, don't forget it's 1 bag per person, and if there are 3 or more of you enjoying your tea together, always put in an extra bag, just for the pot. Then pour on the freshly boiled water, which should be as hot as possible. Don't forget to wait a few moments for the pot to brew. Once brewed, you are of course ready to pour your lovely cup of tea. Don't forget to hold the lid and to avoid the drips. Now, there is a debate. Does milk go in first or second? My personal preference is that the milk goes in after, but it's entirely at your choice. If you wish, you may also add a bit of sugar to taste. And never forget that whenever you have a cup of tea, it always needs to be served up with what we call just a little something. So there we are. Now you're ready to enjoy a most wonderful cup of tea and to have, of course, with it, your little something. Father Adam, keep safe in these days of pandemic, and who knows, once all this is finished and done with, maybe I shall come and join you in Rhode Island and you can make me a lovely cup of tea.
Thank you, Father Bradley. I don't think he'd approve of me having my tea in this little container, but we won't tell him. A couple things to keep in mind as we move closer to Pentecost, which is the opening date for the Diocese of Providence to have masses. Now, I know many dioceses and many churches are preparing to open or are opening. Just a word of caution: be smart, pray, discern whether it's right for you to come back to Mass at this time. I know all of our parishes, including St. Paul's, will be overly cautious and looking out for your safety. But of course we want to be together and we want to celebrate our faith and the sacraments. So you are not any less of a Catholic if you decide not to come back in 2 weeks. You are not kind of going to be on the outskirts of the community. Many parishes, including ours, will be live streaming their masses. So don't for a minute feel bad if you don't feel ready to come back to Mass just yet. It's just important that we are still connected, that we're still praying for each other, and know that I am definitely praying for you. So my friends, keep connected with us, and we'll be giving you information through Facebook, Flocknote, our website, here on YouTube. Keep updated as we get information, and as we release our plans for opening, we'll let you know. But in the meantime, be well, be safe, pray for each other, and thank you for joining me for my afternoon tea.